Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that there aren't very many energy programs out there. When I researched all of the various programs recently, there are really only 2 or 3 accredited engineering programs.
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada originally. I came out here to Indiana Tech to actually go for the energy engineering program because of its uniqueness and its ability to get hands-on with the materials that I'm going to be using in the future.
Well, a few of the things I think that sets Indiana Tech apart is, number one, you have very small classes. You have very close relationships with your professors. When you have a class of 10 people, it's much easier to get to know the professor and get in contact with him than if you have a class of 30, 40, or 50. You're going to have the same professors for the majority of your classes. You're going to have the same classmates for the majority of your classes.
The more practical applications come in all the subsequent energy engineering classes. Heat transfers in a class that right after they're leaving the classroom, and the board is filled with calculus. So in order to understand a lot of these topics, they're going to need to understand the calculus there. Calculus is the study of the rate of change, how fast things change. And depending upon whether it's energy engineering, industrial engineering, or whatever, they're going to need to use that and apply that.
Professor Romary, he stands out to me the most right now because when I first got here, I had to take calculus, Calc 1, Calc 2. And he's one of the professors that teaches it. And he was a very kind and helpful guy, and he did whatever he could to help us out. He was very funny, always had a way of creatively teaching calculus to us that not a whole lot of people can do. And I think that and how he did it is going to be something that's going to stick for me for a very long time.
The field work that Indiana Tech can provide here is, for example, we have a 10 kilowatt windmill that the students can work with. We have a geothermal system for a couple of the buildings for Utang-Sioux and for Zollner that uses geothermal principles to heat and cool the buildings in the summer and the winter.
The PV array system, training system that we have down here in the basement allows us to wire up the panels we have down in the basement to set it up as a off-the-grid system or a battery bank system, which helps us because we can see every component of the system actually intertwining and how they work together, which is something that may not be easily visible when you're on the job site in a career. So definitely my internship at SuperValue Incorporated was a very, very beneficial program for me to be in. It was more based on the process and logistical side of engineering of my degree, not necessarily the design aspect. It helped me really learn how the most efficient way to do a task and some of the boundaries that come with trying to make things more efficient.
One of the things that we've been very fortunate here at Indiana Tech is that we've had a grant through AEP to help subsidize our students in taking some of the various trips in spring break. Over the last 4 years, I have taken, along with a couple of other chaperones, I've taken almost a couple of dozen students to a trip to Germany and Switzerland that focused on renewable energy. We've gone to Iceland last year, focusing on geothermal energy, and we just recently returned from a trip to Costa Rica.
Just last year, I went to Iceland with a couple of our peers, not even just energy engineers, but a couple of other engineering majors went along with us. And for me, that was the highlight of my college time. I mean, we learned a lot about like geothermal systems and how they converted to a country of basically like ran just by geothermal. But it wasn't just learning about that, it was also learning about their culture as well, you know, and the past and the history and where they plan to go in their future. And all those things combined, I think really kind of defines my experience here in Indiana Tech.
You can be the smartest engineer in the world, but if you cannot talk to or work with other engineers and non-engineers, it's very hard to get anything done. I try to teach my students that while you may not like writing, it's going to be a part of the job. You have to communicate. If you're doing experiments or testing hardware in the lab, you need to write it up so that other people know what you did, and the customer may want to know what are the results of that test.
Something I would remember most about the faculty would be just the one-on-one aspect of it and how open they are to hearing your problems and concerns and willing to assist you. Indiana Tech, with the class sizes being so small, you really get that one-on-one talking, everyday type relationship with your advisors and your professors. And having that is key to success, I feel, because being able to communicate with them and actually get your problems and questions across is going to help clarify things for you while you're in classes in school, which is going to set you up for success.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes. You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
From the Schaefer Center, Fort Wayne, Indiana, it's the start of conference play in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference as the Indiana Tech Warriors play host to the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. Indiana Tech coming in as the number 16 team in the country, but on a 2-game losing skid, a 3-3 record on the year for the Warriors, while Lawrence Tech comes in at 1-4 on the season. For SummitCitySports.com, I'm Jaron Matheny. Glad you're with us here on our YouTube channel, Indiana Tech Warriors. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Well, Indiana Tech coming into tonight with back-to-back losses for the first time in quite some time for this Warriors program, and 2 losses that you'll look at and say, okay, one of them makes a little bit more sense than the other in terms of the overall deficit of the game. Indiana Tech fell to number 3 Indiana Wesleyan to start this 2-game losing skid. That game was played in Marion. Final score 84-61. Again, that's number 3 IWU, and certainly got out of hand late in that game, but 23 points gives you something to hopefully propel yourself from moving forward. But then on Saturday in the Battle of Fort Wayne, number 18 St. Francis victorious 65-53, the final score. And just one of the things that jumps off the page is a 7-point deficit going into the halftime break, and then Indiana Tech cut the lead from 7 down to 4 in between the third and the fourth quarter. St. Francis, though, outscoring Tech 17-9 in the fourth quarter of play, and that's just somewhere where in the early portion of the season, Indiana Tech is trying to get better, and that's the process that head coach Jessie Biggs was talking to us about when we talked to her post-game after the 100-30 win over Calumet College of St. Joseph. For Indiana Tech, that 3-3 overall record, trying to get above 500 once again, losing by 12 points at St. Francis. Taylor Covington had 21 points, Lauren Barton with 13 points, but the team as a whole just didn't shoot the ball very well, 30% from the field in the loss. The Lawrence Tech Blue Devils come in on a 2-game losing skid, falling in Gary to IU Northwest, a team that Indiana Tech has also lost to this season. 82-65 was the final score there. But the last time out, a little bit more of distance between the final score. Mount Vernon Nazarene, who's got a really quality player, 84-49 the final score. Mount Vernon victorious over Lawrence Tech. Blue Devils were led by the freshman Reese Williams, who has been great to start her career at Lawrence Tech. Williams with 17 points, and she was the only one in double figures for Lawrence Tech. On the other side, Teresa Maggio, 41 points to lead the way for Mount Vernon Nazarene. Lawrence Tech, similar to Indiana Tech in that last game out, struggled to shoot the ball from the field, 29% from the floor, and then a bigger number of worry potentially if it continues on this trend. 6 of 16 at the free throw line for just 38%. Again, Indiana Tech and Lawrence Tech, their one common opponent so far this year, IU Northwest. The Warriors fell by 8, and a 17-point loss for LTU against that very tough IU Northwest squad, who more than likely is going to make their way into the top 25 if they can stay on track in their conference. New top 25 poll comes out next week. We go in 2-week spurts in the NAIA, so the Warriors still with that number 16 ranking as of now. Head coach Jessie Biggs is in her 13th season at the helm for the Warriors. She is 2 victories away from tying the all-time career wins record for a women's basketball head coach here at Indiana Tech, and Biggs has been nothing shy of impressive in her tenure at Indiana Tech. Look at the overall numbers for Coach Biggs coming into this season, entering her 13th year, 296 wins, 98 losses. That record now stands at 299 and 101. So a win tonight for Indiana Tech would be career win number 300 with the Warriors for head coach Jessie Biggs. And as I mentioned, she's trailing just Gary Cobb, who had 301 victories during his time as the head coach here at Indiana Tech. Warriors so far led this season in the scoring department by Taylor Covington. Covington also leads the team in assists this year. It's been a little bit of the upperclassmen mixed with the younger group for Indiana Tech in the early stretch of the season. Covington, as well as Lauren Barton and Genevieve Decker, have done a nice job of carrying some of the offensive load so far this season for Indiana Tech. But then they've gotten really nice production from the freshman Ava Zilkowski. Out of Crown Point, Zilkowski averaging just under 10 points per game so far this year for the Warriors, and she's becoming one of the first off the bench every single night for Indiana Tech. Again, just coming into collegiate game number 7. Jacqueline Cruz has done a nice job of keeping a steady pace while Juliana Burris has been out. Cruz with 4.5 points per contest. Corinne Smith, 5.7 points per game for Smith. And then Jaden Goley, also a freshman, 5.3 points per game for Goley, but the bigger number for her, 6.3 rebounds a contest. That is a big helping force down low for Indiana Tech. When you lose Erica Foy, one of the best players ever for the Warriors, you've got to have somebody who can fill in some of those gaps. Covington has filled in the scoring, as well as Genevieve Decker and Lauren Barton, but Goley has been a big part of filling in that rebounding deficit that Indiana Tech was facing coming into this year without Erica Foy. For the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils, first-year head coach Paige Wright at the helm for LTU. And Coach Wright, 1-4 so far in the career and on the season. Spent time previously just 45 minutes from here at Huntington University. She was on the staff with head coach Darby Maggard. Spent some time at Davenport University as well as in the NJCAA Division I Dawson Community College in Montana for 3 years. So a very well-rounded player. She spent some time out in the great state of North Dakota at Minot State, and a graduate of Northrop High School, is back in her homeland here on a Wednesday night as we get ready for the national anthem. We're going to step aside, take about a 2.5-minute break, and then we'll come back with your starters for both Lawrence Tech and Indiana Tech. The number 16 Warriors taking on the Blue Devils to start the conference season. SummitCitySports.com and Indiana Tech Warriors on YouTube.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
We welcome you back to the Schaefer Center as we meet our starters for tonight. Let's turn it over to our public address announcer. Here are the Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. The return of Juliana Burris tonight, the senior guard from Dublin, Ohio, will make her first appearance of the season as we kick off the start of the conference year in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. Indiana Tech has dominated this conference for the past 7 seasons and a little bit longer in certain stretches as well. 6 of the last 7 regular season titles belong to Indiana Tech in the WAC for women's basketball. 5 of the last 6 tournament titles also belong to Indiana Tech. They completed the sweep last year, going 22-0 in the regular season, 3-0 in the postseason for a perfect 25-0 record in the conference last year. Decker at center court wins the opening tilt, working against Kate Jacobs, and there is Juliana Burris back into the lineup for the first time this year, coming back off of injury. We talked with Coach Biggs a little bit about that as well. Left elbow jumper is online and good for Taylor Covington, and the leading scorer already in the score sheet just 20 seconds into this one. Just as a heated warning, our game clock on screen is not directly linked up with what you're seeing in the gymnasium at all times, so just be aware of that as this first 3 ball is off for Reese Williams, the freshman who does lead Lawrence Tech in points this season. Covington with an open look and buries it. Timeout taken by Lawrence Tech. And that will send us to the media timeout as well. Taylor Covington has all 5 points early, including this 3 ball. Burris sets it up. Covington knocks it through. And Indiana Tech leading 5-0, less than a minute into this one. SummitCitySports.com, Indiana Tech Warriors on YouTube. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
5-0, Indiana Tech, number 16, with the early lead over Lawrence Tech. SummitCitySports.com. Indiana Tech Warriors on YouTube. Glad to be with you on this Wednesday evening, start of the conference year. All 12 teams are in action. Jacobs hands off, and that went off the foot of Williams on the dribble. Reset with Maggie Long. Jacobs just under 10 points a game for her as well. Williams' 3 is out and then out of bounds. Possession belongs to Indiana Tech. Starting 5 for both teams on the floor, but a quick timeout from Coach Wright, trying to get her team into game focus because they came out a little bit lackluster. Covington kicks, Burris driving in. Shot clock only at 12. Covington, corner pocket, off the heel and collected by Williams on the glass. Blue Devils pushing the pace. Long, well contested on the 3, but she puts it through. Maggie Long from downtown. Lawrence Tech with Williams over 10 points per game, but they got a couple of different players who are right at the doorstep of 10 points a contest. And it's simple, right? And I'm going to sound kind of stupid saying it, but you just have to shoot the ball better. At a certain point for both teams, it's not rocket science, but of course easier said than done. They just have to shoot the ball better than they did the last time out. Both teams around 30% from the field. Robinson gives back to Jacobs. She'll let it fly from deep, and she buries it. The forward extending the range. Kate Jacobs at 6'3". Adds a different element for Indiana Tech to try and take care of defensively. Barton driving baseline, threw it inside. Decker kicks it out. Burris for Covington. Shot clock to 10. Barton's got the mismatch on the inside and finishes with the left hand. Good start to this one. As I mentioned, all 12 conference teams are in action. Couple started before 6 o'clock. It started at 5:30 tonight, so we should have some scores at halftime of what things are looking at into the third quarter of those games. Turnover on this possession for LTU. Burris driving towards the cup. Floater's just off. Decker got her hands on it. It was out of bounds, last touched by Lawrence Tech. Substitution. And that brings in Locke for the first time. Robinson in the hip of Covington. Good defensive stance. Smith trying to float it across. It's taken away. And that's the newly minted Locke in the game. They'll go back and forth with Robinson. Loose ball. And now an open look from deep. Bobo! And we're all tied at 9 as Lawrence Tech has only scored from beyond the arc in the early going. See the men's team take a ton of threes. They were the team that took the most threes in the NAIA last season. Decker, too strong, got her own old board, sticks it back in. Bailey Stevens to the scorer's table to check in. Robinson goes back to Jacobs. Left hand off the glass and through. And now Jacobs just bumping into Barton. Amaris Lowry, senior for Indiana Tech, as well as Jaden Goley, the freshman, come on. Stevens checking in as well for the Blue Devils. We'll see how many minutes Burris truly gets tonight as we continue throughout our broadcast. A reach-in foul, and that's the third team foul against Lawrence Tech. Rather just the second. They got that up on the scoreboard quickly. Great work down there. First on Robinson. Shot clock to single digits. Covington. Baseline dribble. Kicks out. Lowry. She's a threat from deep. Loose ball last touched by the Warriors. Amaris Lowry is one of those killers from beyond the arc for Indiana Tech. Bobo trying to move traffic towards her. Locke floats it down to Jacobs against the freshman goalie. Help comes, and Smith, the senior, slides over and creates the turnover. Tech working quickly down the floor. Decker and gets the whistle. She'll shoot 2. And because of that early timeout by Lawrence Tech to start this game, We will not have a media timeout. We took that break with the pause by the Blue Devils. So we'll get, honestly, about 9 full minutes of game action without a true stop unless somebody else takes a timeout. Decker's first free throw is up and in. One for two on this trip, but it puts Indiana Tech back in front by a point. Jacobs has already hit one from deep, gives up. Stevens thought maybe she took a step too many. It's the contact first. Lowry charged with her first personal, and Stevens is shooting two. Connects on the first, and Lawrence Tech with a chance to take its first lead of the ball game. Stevens 5 for 10 at the line this season. Make her 7 for 12 this year. Percentage jumps a bunch this early in the season, and Lawrence Tech has its first lead. Host of changes coming for Indiana Tech. Covington steps through, scoops it up and in. And Covington has accounted for half of the Indiana Tech points so far. Looking backdoor for Locke. This one is saved to Bobo. Midway through the shot clock, Stevens can already tell this is a much improved Lawrence Tech team. Shot clock at 6. Jacobs out up high for Stevens. Shot clock at 2. Stevens fires and missed everything, and we will get a stoppage with the shot clock violation. 4 new faces for Indiana Tech. Burris, Zilkowski, Barton, Smith, and then Jacqueline Cruz makes her first appearance of the night. Burris turns the corner, slings it down to Barton for 2. Warriors on a quick 4-0 burst. Robinson, deep ball. Off and collected by Corinne Smith. And Bobo, too much contact with Cruz. Out up high. It's Bobo's second and the 4th team foul against Lawrence Tech. Michelle Moreland-Jones, freshman out of Dearborn, is on for the first time. Got another new face in the game for Lawrence Tech. That's number 12, Liv Linden. The shot is offline. And one more while we're at it. Abby Ray is also in. So fresh faces for both teams in this final 3-minute run of the first quarter. Pretty good pace in this game so far. Linden steps through right to the bucket. Warriors jumped out quick. It was 5-0. Coach Wright called for a timeout, and her group woke up. Played much better since that opening 45-second sprint. Barton foul. Locke is called for her first. Barton shooting 2 free throws as Indiana Tech is in. It's just the bonus in the women's game because it is 2 free throws once you hit the bonus at 5 fouls in the quarter. Barton's good on the first. 2 for 2 for Barton. Genevieve Decker going to come on to replace Barton. She's just retying her shoes there. This final 2 minutes of the first quarter have been good, back and forth so far. Stevens controlling the basketball. Moving screen on Ray. And this offensive foul results in a turnover. Chance to steal a possession or two at the end of this quarter for Indiana Tech. Zielkowski sets the screen. Head fake and gives up to Covington. Decker, senior against freshman underneath. Experience paying dividends. Jones gave it back for Ray. Good crafty work getting to the cup. And Ray draws the foul. First personal on Juliana Burris. It's the second team foul against Indiana Tech. We will have the men's game, of course, this evening. Approximately 8 p.m. start time for that game. Ray makes the first of two. And the student section will take a win on that. Offensive rebound, though, for Lawrence Tech. And then a turnover. Smith sticks her hand in the passing lane. Just a little bit of contact, but this will result in free throws for Indiana Tech. Fouls called on Stevens, her first. And it will be Corinne Smith shooting two. Puts the first one through. So Indiana Tech, their lead back to 5. High-quality free throw shooter Corinne Smith goes 2 for 2. Lawrence Tech 2-for-1 opportunity inside the final minute. Robinson gets the screen. Linden floating it down and taken away after it went off the hand of Seidlecki. Smith turns, kicks out up high. Burris drives in, pushes it out. Smith corner three. Smith with the triple. Shot clock is off for the final 15. Good defense from Burris. Linden gonna pull and connect. And that is how we put a cap on this first quarter. High quality battle to start conference play. It's a 6-point lead for number 16. We'll be back in 1 minute. SummitCitySports.com and Indiana Tech Warriors here on YouTube.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
It'll be Lawrence Tech basketball to begin the second quarter. 25-19, Indiana Tech leading. Covington with 7 points leads all scores in this one. Lauren Barton with 6, Genevieve Decker with 5, Kate Jacobs and Liv Linden each with 5 points as well for LTU. Blue Devils 4 of 8 from three-point range in that first quarter. Indiana Tech 2 of 5 from beyond the arc, but 5 of 6 at the free throw line. Lawrence Tech 3 of 4 at the line. Much better shooting from both these teams so far. Ray, again, she's crafty, maneuvering her way to the inside. Good for 2 more. Covington kick out, Burris. Floater, just off the iron. Nice job, she's getting her foot in the ground and pushing forward. Cruz goes to the scorer's table. Lecky missed it. No foul on the rebound. Offensive foul and a push-off called against Corinne Smith. That'll be her first. So you've got Coach Wright here at Lawrence Tech, who graduated from Northrop. And then next to the head coach for Indiana Tech is Kylene Biggs, who was the former head coach at Lawrence Tech. These two married now, of course, and can often see during the national anthem their 2 kids looking up from the rafters as a takeaway for Indiana Tech and a foul in transit called against Ray. Ray's second personal, first team foul. Covington, Cruz, Smith, Barton, and Decker make up the 5 for Indiana Tech. Jacobs in the face of Covington, zone moving side to side for Lawrence Tech. Linden trying to create the turnover, picks up a foul. That's Linden's first. Robinson out with Long, Linden, Jacobs, and Bobo. Cruz dribbling out up high, shot clock down to 10. Covington against the taller defender, takes her to the rim, and Taylor Covington has 9 points. Maddox Locke, the freshman, back to the scorer's table. Linden able to collect. Jacobs, patient, got herself isolated there against Barton and goes to the footwork but missed the lay-in. Love how the Blue Devils, though, they created all that space for her on the outside. Smith, little head fake. Ball ping-pongs around, Cruz finds it. Shot clock at 9. Kick out, Smith sets her feet. But it's off, and Linden crashing for the rebound. 6-point Warrior advantage. Lawrence Tech has done a nice job of keeping themselves in this game right off the jump. Give yourself hope as it continues. Blocked by Smith. Burris is on and will come in for Decker. Stevenson's on for Linden. And Locke is also back out there. 10 on the shot clock. Robinson looking to inbound somewhere. And not in time. 5 seconds called. And that will give Indiana Tech possession. Junior Covington walking with her coach to midcourt as they discuss what's going on the floor. Communication between those two is as good as it gets. Barton threw it up, got her own O-board, kicks out. Covington, patient, bounced it off to Barton. Covington the assist, Barton with 2 more points. Back to an 8-point Indiana Tech advantage. And another block for Corinne Smith. Her second in as many possessions. On the outside, Robinson points, looking for a screen. Go back to Jacobs. Cruz stripped it, but is going to be called for a foul. It's the first on Cruz. .20 to work on this possession. Jacobs the head fake, passed out and into the Indiana Tech bench. Burris dribbles through. Good to have her back on the floor. Double-digit advantage for Indiana Tech. First time today it's been at double digits. Jacobs nowhere to go with it. Barton standing tall. 3 in the key. And a turnover. And Coach Biggs applauding her center, Lauren Barton, who did a fantastic job of forcing that 3-second call. Burris, kick out Cruz, extra pass, Smith, bingo! Unselfish there from Cruz. Give it up to one of the better three-point shooters on the team last year in Corinne Smith. Locke looking for a screen. Cruz fights through it. Go down to Jacobs. Linden with 2 to shoot. Has to launch. Shot clock violation. Not called. They're going to keep this one going. Would have taken us to the media timeout. Instead, Cruz flips it up and in. This is the largest lead for Indiana Tech at 15 points. Williams, the leading scorer, freshman. Linden bumped into by Covington, and that will take us to the media timeout. Warriors starting to open it up a little bit. Number 16 leads by 15, just over 4 minutes to play in the first half.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
(36-21), number 16 Indiana Tech leading Lawrence Tech, and it is the largest lead so far on this Wednesday night for the Warriors. We are coming back out of the media timeout. Foul situation currently, 3 team fouls on Indiana Tech at the moment, 2 team fouls against Lawrence Tech currently. The arrow does still favor the Warriors. Williams inbounding out of the break. Robinson bounces in. Siedlecki, good footwork, puts it up, and has the touch to finish it. And now a foul out up high. Smith looking for another triple. This one doesn't go, and is out of bounds. Burris, Covington, goalie, Decker, and Smith are the 5 on the floor for Indiana Tech. Siedlecki gives up high for a Jacobs long ball. Rather, that was Maggie Long, not Kate Jacobs. Other side of the floor, goalie runs the floor for 2. Jacobs probably catching a breather right now. She's been in a lot so far in this game. Linden. And there's the finish. Maggie Long off the glass. Out of bounds. Belongs to the Blue Devils. Some pressure in the full court from Burris as she falls back. Robinson trying to force her left, she gives up. Jacobs back to the scores table. Long to the right for Linden. Ray tiptoes the sideline. 3 to shoot. Hoists, and goalie clears out on the board. Inside, goalie with 2 more points. Covington the assist. She's done a little bit of everything as Taylor Covington here in the first half, as Indiana Tech has tied its largest lead once again at 15 points. Look at they're trying to force Robinson left all day right now. And that's probably the reason why. Burris the takeaway. She attacks and is fouled. Foul is called against Linden, her third. Lauren Barton going to come back on for Indiana Tech. Burris with 2 free throws coming. Burris goes 2 for 2, and the Schaefer Center was silent as she did it. Stevens giving up to Ray. Fine long. Jacobs trying to get posted up on that outside alone. Shot clock to 7. Long. Got around Smith, but couldn't finish at the bucket. 17-point Indiana Tech lead. Led by 6 at the break. Lawrence Tech cut it down to 4 immediately to start the quarter. Goalie assist on the Barton lay-in. Nice snag by the redshirt senior grad student. Stevens, left wing triple doesn't go. Locke, though, got her hands on an offensive rebound. Certainly the Blue Devils would have been looking for a foul there underneath. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Shot clock to 10. Burris attacks, kicks out. Corinne Smith. Offensive rebound for goalie. 4 seconds to go. This one's knocked out of bounds. There will still be time remaining. 2.9 seconds. Amaris Lowry comes in to replace Lauren Barton. Looking for a 3-ball potentially. We've got goalie as an option on the inside. Burris to inbound. Goes into Smith. She's fouled. It's on the floor. But that is the 5th team foul against Lawrence Tech, so it will be 2 free throws. Ray just picked up her third, and she becomes the second Blue Devil to pick up a third personal. Free throw is good. Another change. Gabby Ritchie comes on for Indiana Tech, bringing Burris out. 1.9 on the clock now. And the inbound, and that's it. Halftime, a 4-point lead grows to a 20-point lead, and the number 16 Warriors right where they left off. in the 2024 conference season. Conference game number 1, and the Warriors leading by 20 at the break. Let's take you on a tour around the Indiana Tech campus.
Hi, I'm Paxton, and I'll be your tour guide today. Behind me, we have Pearson Hall. This is one of our freshman dorms on campus. Today, I'll be showing you dorm rooms. Come inside. The only way to get into campus is if you have an ID card, so you'll have to swipe into all the dorms. And then over here, we have an intercom system. So through every dorm, we have these dial buttons within the dorm rooms and then outside. So say you're visiting somebody, you don't live here, you would dial their room number, and then you can actually call their room, and they can unlock the doors to the dorm through the intercom system, and you can talk to them. They can see you through a camera, and they can unlock the doors for you, so they don't have to leave the room. It's really nice to have. So right here, we just have our main lobby. Every floor has a lobby. In the lobbies, we just have TVs and stuff. You can watch movies, play video games. You can hang out with friends, do homework, play card games. It's just a nice little hangout area to have. And then right here, this is what we call our RA office. So every single night, there will be an RA in the office. They're just there for your needs if you have any issues with toilets or sinks or anything being clogged. They'll always be in there for your help. If you have questions about anything, you can always come see an RA here. And then over here, we have mailboxes. Every student has a mailbox. They are really small. The only thing they can fit is card-sized items. Throughout campus, you'll see our mail room when you go on your actual tour later on, and that will be in one of our other buildings where you'll receive bigger packages. All right, so here's the laundry room. So in the laundry room, you don't have to save quarters or use quarters. I know it says 25 cents, but it is included with living on campus. And then there's one on every floor and every side of the floor, so there's 2 on every floor in Pearson. So every student has keys to their dorm. And then as you come in, you will see our intercom system right here that I talked about in the entranceway. So this is where you would unlock the door for visitors, talk to them. And then one really nice thing about it is there is a security guard button right there. So if you were to have somebody calling your room constantly at 5 o'clock in the morning because some student forgot their keys, you could actually press the security guard button and it will lock them in that little box that we entered to into the dorm. It'll lock both the outside doors and the inside doors and call security. So it also has a nice safety measure within your room. You don't even have to leave your room for that. So that's really nice. And then as we enter in this way, you'll see this is the half of our room looks like. So there's this, and then on the other side of the suite, there's a mirrored room that looks exactly like this. The desk, the dressers, and the closets, and all of the drawers and stuff all come with. You can decorate it any way you'd like, and then mini fridges, TVs, anything like that you would bring here. And then through here we have our bathroom. So then as we come into the bathroom, you'll see that this side of the room has their own sink and toilet, and then as you come through, there's one shower shared between the 2 rooms, and then this side of the room has their own sink and toilet, and then there's the mirrored room right here. So then they share a little common space out there, and then this is the exact same stuff, and it's all the same. Here we have CalFlush. This is our other freshman dorm on campus. It is across the street from main campus. We'll be showing another freshman dorm, the laundry room, and then the hangout lobby area. Come on in. So same thing as Pearson. To get into the dorms, you have to have a swipe card that unlocks and lets you in. All right, and then we have the same intercom system as we do in Pearson, and it runs throughout all of the dorms. And then in here is the lobby area where all the students hang out. We have a TV so people can hook up Xboxes or anything like that, DVD players, you can watch movies. I know RAs put on a bunch of activities down here. They do movie nights with hot chocolate during the winter. We've done pumpkin carving, and we watch a Halloween movie, and so that's all done down here. And then it's the same thing over here. You can do some studying, you can hang out with friends, you can eat dinner if you want, and like I said, you can hang out with your RA, hang out with your friends, do homework, but follow me to the next part. So same thing as Pearson, every student has keys to their dorm. So when you first walk in, it's different than Pearson where there's no like 2 mirrored room. It's just one room with 2 students. The shelves, the desk, the drawers, all of the beds and stuff all come with. And then over here, it's the same for Pearson and Kalbflesh. You can control the air condition and the heat for the room, not the entire dorm, which is so nice because then it's between you and your roommate, not through hundreds of people in one building. And then as we walk over here, you'll see that the sink is outside of the bathroom, which is so nice because obviously if your roommate's showering, you don't have to worry about not being able to brush your teeth or even use the sink or get a drink of water or anything like that. And then as we walk over here, you'll see only 2 roommates to 1 bathroom. And then the shelving space. And then instead of Pearson where they have closets, you would have this whole shelving space and hanger area. And then same thing as Pearson, we have the intercom system over here where you can press the security guard button, you can talk to them, and then see them through the camera. Kalbflesh also has mailboxes. They're the same size. They fit card-sized items. And again, if you have any bigger packages, we do have a mailroom on campus. So then through here, this is the laundry room. The difference between Pearson and Kalbflesh is Kalbflesh, there's only one in the whole building and it's on the first floor, whereas Pearson has them on every floor. But it is the same as they are included with living here, so you don't have to use quarters. It's free to the students. And that concludes the tour. Thanks for coming with. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to your counselor. Hope to see you around campus. Go Warriors!
(45-25) at the halftime break. Number 16, Indiana Tech leading Lawrence Tech in the start of Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference play on this Wednesday evening. I'm Jared Matheny for SummitCitySports.com. Indiana Tech Warriors on YouTube. Warriors outscoring the Blue Devils 20-6 in the second quarter of play, and a 7-0 run over the course of the final 3 minutes of the first half, helping the Warriors have its largest lead advantage in this one at 20 points at the break. Indiana Tech shooting 63% from the field in the first half, 3 of 9 from three-point range, 8 of 10 at the free throw line. Lawrence Tech, 39% from the floor, 36% from three-point range, still 3 of 4 at the line. 3 different players with 5 points to lead the scoring for LTU. Jacobs, Long, and Linden all with 5, but some foul trouble there as well. Linden has 3 personal fouls, and Abby Ray with 3 personal fouls for Lawrence Tech. 2 fouls called against Bobo in that first half. Indiana Tech remaining out of foul trouble after the first half of play. Lauren Barton, 10 points to lead the team and lead all scorers. She also has 4 rebounds in this one. 9 points for Corinne Smith, 9 points for Taylor Covington. Juliana Burris with 6 points and 4 assists. That is a game high for assists for Burris. Genevieve Decker, 5 points. Jaden Goley, 2 for 2 for 4 points. And Jacqueline Cruz with a bucket. 6 minutes played for Cruz in that first half. Corinne Smith and Taylor Covington each played 19 minutes in the first 20 minutes of play tonight at the Schaefer Center. Some other games going on across the NAIA this evening, and most of these games getting into the second half now. Michigan Dearborn trailing Concordia by 22. That game is into the fourth quarter. We'll stick with the WAC for now, but there is a Crossroads League couple of games we want to check out. Cornerstone leads Rochester Christian by 10 points. That game is into the fourth quarter. Northwestern Ohio up by 20 on Defiance. That game about to enter the fourth quarter of play. Lourdes leading Madonna 66-51. Third quarter, 2 minutes to go there. And the only other conference games going on in the 6 p.m. slate, Aquinas 31, Siena Heights 28. That is a halftime score. And then, of course, our score here at 45-25. Flashing to the Crossroads League momentarily, though, and a score we'll keep our eyes on throughout the rest of this evening. Platt Arena, Huntington, Indiana, just down the road. Number 3, Indiana Wesleyan leading 46-40 at Huntington. That second half has just gotten underway, but Coach Maggart's group in a battle right now. Goshen at Bethel. That's a 1-point game into the third quarter, late third quarter there. And St. Francis dominating Taylor right now, 76-47. It's halftime at the Schaefer Center, and number 16, Indiana Tech, trying to snap a 2-game losing skid. Warriors are trying to get head coach Jessie Biggs her 300th career victory. We'll see if they can get it done. 20-point lead at the half. We'll be back in 4 minutes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I decided if I was going to come to Indiana Tech, I was going to be a different kind of instructor. I was really going to focus on connecting with students, teaching the students the theory that they needed and also the practical applications.
Very practically what that looks like is smaller class sizes. So my class sizes are the 8 to 10 up to maybe 20. And that's backed up with we have 18 hours of office hours every week. I'm sitting in my office waiting for students to come in to talk about anything. It doesn't just have to be with the classroom.
In the College of Engineering, we have ABET accreditation for mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and biomedical engineering. ABET is the top accrediting board for engineering in the United States and probably in the world.
Another thing that is a very different approach at Indiana Tech, I think, that some other universities, is we try and make sure they have a lot of lab experience in the engineering department. All engineering programs are going to have laboratory courses, but in our laboratory courses we try to get them not just exposure to measurements and exposure to some of the devices that you'll be used, but I like to actually assign projects that are, realistic projects.
Those projects, this project-based learning, help students to work together in a group and be hands-on with their the material or the product that they're creating. Engineering students at Indiana Tech to me, stand out because I know that they've had a lot of experiences working in groups, working on projects, doing lab experiments to help them understand the material, and I think that prepares them well for industry.
First thing I'll tell a high school student is study, study, study. Get all the math you can possibly get. I honestly believe that the critical thinking skills you learn in math courses will help you with engineering courses.
The type of knowledge base that students should have coming in, they need to be problem solvers and critical thinkers. Those two things are really the essence of engineering. Regardless of flavor, they're going to need to figure out, there's a problem here, how do I solve it? And they need to think critically about that. They need to observe, listen to people, and then kick in those problem-solving skills to solve the problem.
Part of the growth of Indiana Tech has involved an increasing number of international students. So I think if we can expose students to different ideas, different cultures, again, it makes them that much more competitive in the marketplace.
In the Fort Wayne area, we have lots of large companies, BAE Systems, Fort Wayne Metals, General Motors, Raytheon, Harris Corporation, and the list goes on. We have a lot of employers that want our engineering students.
Indiana Tech, I think, continues to serve students even beyond their graduation. We really strive to keep in touch with our alumni on a personal level just to see how they're doing, but then also they want to give back to the university because of the experiences they've had here, so they want to provide opportunities for other students here as well.
Getting ready for the start of our third quarter of action tonight at the Schaefer Center. Second half getting underway, and Indiana Tech leading by 20 in this one. Jaron Matheny for SummitCitySports.com. Indiana Tech Warriors here on YouTube. Matt Jackson is running our camera here on this Wednesday night. We'll have the men's basketball game coming your way once this one concludes. 20 minutes, 25 minutes after the conclusion of this game, Indiana Tech will take on Lawrence Tech in men's basketball. Blue Devils fell to Spring Arbor the last time out, and Indiana Tech fell at St. Francis. So both teams in need of a W facing off next. Both these teams trying to break two-game losing streaks. Burris dribbles in, pulls up inside the left elbow. Offensive rebound and the stick back for Barton. Called on Jacobs, her second personal. And Barton will shoot the and one. After scoring 10 points in the first half. There's a game-high 12 currently. Robinson out on the floor with Williams, Bobo, Long, and Seidlecki's in there now. She's on the attack and draws the foul. Senior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, 6 foot in the paint. Hard to slow down. Free throw falls through. Student section for Indiana Tech, I believe, mostly consisting of the lacrosse team. 1 for 2 on this trip at the line. Out of bounds will stay with the Warriors. Covington looking to inbound. Goes for Corinne Smith. Decker works it left. And now into the corner. Burris. Goes baseline. Hands it off for Corinne Smith. Beautiful pass from Juliana Burris as she collects another assist. Williams on the attack. Pulls down an offensive rebound, kick out, long, deep shot. And that's off the mark. Possession for Indiana Tech. "23 points the current lead for the Warriors, and this group just doing what they've done really for the past 7 seasons in this conference. Again, they've won the regular season crown 6 of the last 7 years and the tournament title 5 of the last 6 years. Not lost a conference game in 2024. Barton kicks out. Shots just off for Burris. Of course, the 2024-25 conference season just getting underway, but I'm talking about 2024 last year as well. 23-24 season. Probably had 12 or so conference games in the back half of that calendar year. The front half of the calendar year, back half of the sports calendar year. Robinson looking for a screen right. Steps back, 3. It's too strong, and then a jump ball. And possession will stay with Lawrence Tech.
Possession, Lawrence Tech.
Outside, three doesn't fall. Decker's right there on the glass for the board. Covington spins it out for Barton. Skip pass across to Burris. Decker inside and got stuck up in the air. Jump shots off. Covington able to secure the rebound. A little bit slower pace all of a sudden. Now Decker attacking inside. Too strong. Barton put back. And she'll be shooting a pair of free throws. Bobo called for her third personal. Second team foul. But you put Ray in the game, who already has 3 fouls. Bobo comes out. She's got 3 personals. Lendon does as well. And that mirrors some of the foul trouble that the Blue Devils have been in here today. Warriors were picked first and received 12 of the 13 first place votes in the conference. Cornerstone second, Concordia third, Rochester Christian fourth. Lawrence Tech coming in at number 9 in the preseason poll. Robinson's 3 balls out. Smith attacks and grabs the board. Lowry gives up right. Covington with a touch midway through the clock. And a travel against Smith. Jaden Goley is on. First touch of the second half for Moreland Jones. She goes on the attack and gets the and one. First shot we've seen from Moreland Jones as well. Taylor Covington picks up her third personal foul, and she becomes the first Warrior with real foul trouble. Free throws off. Decker plus the foul. Work your way down the floor quickly and creating the contact at the point of the attack. Decker with 3 points the old-fashioned way. And Indiana Tech continues to lead by more than 20. Robinson looking for an outlet. Here's Moreland Jones. High pass collected by Locke. She'll cut towards the rim, and she picks up a personal foul against Decker on the drive. It's Decker's first, but the 4th team foul of the quarter on Indiana Tech. Two free throws for Maddox Locke. Two for two for Locke. But again, the distance getting to a point where you've got to really start to chip in at this lead. You got to go on a 7-0 run quickly if you're Lawrence Tech. You're going to fight your way back in this one. Turned over by Indiana Tech. That could help. 3, Robinson. And how about a quick 5-0 spurt? Blue Devils a chance to go on one of those runs. Robinson going left this time, now back to the right. Moreland Jones attacking, left it short. Bodies hit the floor. Everybody looks to be okay. Next whistle takes us to the media timeout. Good find from Lowry after the initial pass. And this whistle will take us down to the media timeout. Foul is called on Burris. Her first, but that is the 5th team foul in the quarter. And we'll send Lawrence Tech into the bonus. Timeout with 4:15 to go in the third quarter. Indiana Tech up by 21.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
21-point advantage for Indiana Tech over Lawrence Tech. Free throws out of the timeout for the Blue Devils, who are now in the bonus. And Moreland Jones hits her first free throw. Didn't see her take a shot in the first half. She's now got 5 points here in the third quarter. Ava Zilkowski is in the game for Indiana Tech, joining Lowry, Barton, Burris, and Smith. Ray with the pressure out up high, and she pokes it free. Moreland Jones attacking again, and off the glass. Well, there you go. If you're Lawrence Tech, they've scored 9 of the last 12 points. Zilkowski, top of the key. And this one's going to roll out of bounds. Possession for LTU. Jacqueline Cruz comes on for Burris. And Genevieve Decker back on as well. Student section trying to support. Moreland Jones gave it up to Ray. She'll work right side, looking on the backdoor cut, and it is a carry or a double dribble, one of the two. Turnover by Lawrence Tech. Lowry gives right for Cruz. Spun to the corner, Smith. A little bit more physical with the upperclassmen in this game. Cruz drives in, took an extra step, and it's a travel. Inside the final 3 minutes of the third quarter, Lawrence Tech trying to make a run to give them a chance in the fourth. Moreland Jones goes in. Seidlecki on a fastball to Ray. She'll kick out. 3 from Locke. It's too strong. Ball moves around the arc, couple of skip passes in there. Smith was too strong and Decker undercut on that rebound. Ray going to be charged with her fourth, and that is the fourth team foul against Lawrence Tech. Gabby Ritchie comes on to replace Cruz. And Indiana Tech trying to work without Taylor Covington on the floor. Lawrence Tech will have another sub as Stevens comes in. Juliana Burris also going to re-enter. Zelkowski inbounding for Ritchie in the corner. Burris attacks the cup. Rebound punched out to Ritchie. Zelkowski pulls and laces it through. Stevens head of steam. Too strong. Loose ball. Foul. And it will be free throws for Lawrence Tech with the Blue Devils in the bonus. Ritchie called for her first. Sidlecki with 2 free throws. Linden is back on the floor for the first time in the second half. She's dealing with those 3 personals. 18-point Indiana Tech lead. Pass, take it away. Sidlecki on the other side. And again, quick little spurt from the Blue Devils. They're looking for 4 more points, 5 more points. Feel like you've really got a shot in the fourth quarter. We got a foul underneath that will put Indiana Tech into the bonus. Stevens called for the personal.
Corinne Smith shooting 2.
Two for 2 for Corinne Smith. Hoping she's returning to that form we saw last year. Can consistently count on her for 10 to 12 points a game and good shooting at the line. Moreland Jones attacking, had it stripped free. Burris driving in and one. Sidlecki called for her second. Kate Jacobs back in. That'll bring Lauren Barton back on the floor as well for Indiana Tech. Burris hits the and one free throw. Goalie replacing Zelkowski. Final minute of quarter 3. Jacobs gives up. Stevens trying to bully her way inside. Linden on the fake. Offensive rebound. Jacobs traveled. Warriors with possession, and there are 8 seconds separating game and shot clock. Juliana Burris, 9 points now in her return to the court. Shot clock to 5. Burris gives out. Smith, shot clock at 2 and 1. Ritchie bumped into. And Indiana Tech gets bailed out here to end the third quarter because the shot clock was going to be at 1 and Ritchie was going to have to heave that ball, really. Burris was going to be the one who picked it up and was going to try to heave it, but either way, 8 seconds to go. Ritchie shooting a pair. Good form. First drops right in the bucket. Two for 2 for Gabby Ritchie. Final 8 seconds of the third quarter. Robinson off the iron and out. And the third quarter comes to a close. Indiana Tech building on its lead slightly. It's now a 23-point advantage after 3 for the Warriors. Coach Biggs knocking on the door of her 300th career victory. We'll welcome you back to the Schaefer Center in 1 minute.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Final 10 minutes from the Schaefer Center on this Wednesday evening. Start of the 2024-25 Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference season. And the Warriors will have the basketball to begin the fourth quarter. Goalie Burris, Covington, Barton, and Ritchie make up the 5 on the floor for Indiana Tech. Robinson is out there with Locke, Moreland, Jones, Stevens, and Jacobs. Covington sat most of that third quarter in foul trouble, but she pulls on her first opportunity of the fourth. Covington is into double figures once again. 3 rebounds, 3 assists as well. And Indiana Tech gets an early stop of the fourth. Ritchie trying to sneak a pass through for Barton. It's knocked out of bounds. Covington inbounding for Burris. She goes right inside to Barton, who is fouled by Jacobs. Third foul on Jacobs, team foul number 1 of the fourth quarter. Right into goalie, she's right at the rim. And one of the easier buckets you're going to get this season for Indiana Tech. Float into Jacobs. Robinson on the runner, gets to her space and floats it. Nice angle. Off of Covington's knee, and this is out of bounds. Pass to the inside, Ritchie knocked it away. Jacobs just finds it. Stevens catch and shoot. Burris on the rebound, good clear out from Barton. 3-on-3. Oh, what a nifty pass. She just brings a different element to the table for Indiana Tech with the way she facilitates the ball. Jacobs off the window and down. Crazy to say it, but the arm angles that she gets to as Ritchie pulls the three and is off the front iron. Stevens will slow it up, but Burris with those arm angles, it's like you're playing third base or shortstop. You want to go over the top, fine. You want to throw it from underneath, get it across the diamond, shake it outside. She can do a little bit of everything. Jacobs backed her way down in, but missed it. Smith, Decker back to the scorer's table. Covington throws it away. And then a foul in the backcourt. This will drive Coach Biggs crazy. Not just the one mistake on the pass that gets taken away, but then you add another mistake by picking up a foul. Burris, Ritchie, goalie, check out. Lowry, Smith, Decker are back in the game. Jacobs longs back out on the floor as well as Bobo. Jacobs going down inside, and she lays it in again. And Lawrence Tech finding a little bit more success in the paint here in the fourth quarter. Decker, nobody's home. And one. That may be one of the easier buckets in Genevieve's career. She's had a lot of them. And then you get a free throw after the fact. Or drive inside, nobody's home. And one free throw rattles on home. And Covington nearly forcing a takeaway in the backcourt. I'll give it to Stevens, and Curran Smith checked over at the bench like, you want me to press? You want me to go full court too? Inside for Jacobs, isolating her again. She gets to the paint, to the left hand. Loose ball, last touched by the Blue Devils. Indiana Tech men's team getting loosened up. Brady Titus and company will take on Lawrence Tech coming up about 8 o'clock. Covington weaving through traffic, hangs in the air and sticks in 2 more. And this is the largest lead for the Warriors at this point, up to 29 points. Covington with 14. Tied with Barton for the team high. 4 in double figures right now for Tech. Corinne Smith 13, Genevieve Decker with 11, Burris has 9. All 5 starters in this game have contributed in a big way on the offensive side. Covington driving to the rim. Pretty move. The scoop for 2 more. 31-point advantage now for Indiana Tech. This will make it 197 wins in the conference during Coach Biggs' 12-plus years now into her 13th season. And essentially an overall winning record of 3-1 in the ratio. Decker kicks out. Covington just a hair too strong off the heel. Our next whistle will take us to the media timeout. We're midway through the 4th. Offensive foul on a moving screen. And this will take us to the media timeout. If the officials see it, they do. Down to the final 4:58. And the number 16 Warriors going to snap a 2-game losing skid.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Inside the final 5-minute stretch of the 4th quarter tonight. Game number 1 of the doubleheader here at the Schaefer Center. No doubleheader Saturday. Indiana Tech will be on the road at Cleary. That's a 1 and 3 p.m. start time. Against Cleary. Forget you had them in for basketball season, so 12 of the 13 conference teams are in action tonight. So used to the volleyball calendar year. Space them out sometimes. Cleary Saturday, 1 and 3 p.m. Back here next week against Michigan Dearborn. And then off for Thanksgiving. Zielkowski, 3 balls out. Bobo collecting on the glass. Linden floats down. Touch for Peyton Miller, who's into the game for the first time. Goalie with a rejection. That's the 3rd block for Indiana Tech today. And a timeout taken by Indiana Tech, trying to make sure everybody was okay there as they got back to the offensive side of the ball. And we'll take another media timeout. 4:16 to play in the 4th quarter. 78-47, closing time for the Warriors.
Tech goes by many names. business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
(78-47), Indiana Tech leading Lawrence Tech. Final 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Micaiah Bonner's in for the first time tonight for your Warriors. She goes down to Jaden Goley. Kick out for a Ritchie triple. Gabby Ritchie from deep. And we've hit the final 4-minute stretch in a game that was really back and forth in that opening quarter. Miller bounces it off. Zidlecki came up short, and Goley tracks down another board. 25-19 after the first quarter, but Indiana Tech outscoring Lawrence Tech 20-6 in the second quarter, and able to build on the lead from there. You go into the halftime break if you're Lawrence Tech, knowing that you've got to cut into the lead and you got to start chipping away now. And they did that, got the lead back down to 13 to 15 points in that range, and then Indiana Tech was right back on the gas once again, and the Warriors looking true to form as they were picked to finish at the top of the conference once again this season. Ball tipped out, and Zilkowski, rough contact with Miller and just going after a loose ball. First on Zilkowski, second team foul against Indiana Tech. At the moment, 4 team fouls on the Blue Devils. Linden comes out, Robinson into the game. Long kicks left, Miller 3. It's too strong, and Goley with another rebound. 8 points, 4 for 4 from the field for Goley in this one. Ritchie bounced it out, Bonner slings it left, Zilkowski in and out, offensive board for Ritchie. Inside pass for Zilkowski. She's looking for the foul, not going to get it though. Goley 8 points and 5 boards now. Also has 3 assists. And Zilkowski hammered as she goes towards the cup. Bonus time for Indiana Tech. As Miller is called for her first. First free throw is in. Zilkowski goes 2 for 2. Good defense from Bonner. Jacobs faces up at Goley. Ritchie comes to help, poked it free. Long recovers underneath. And it's out of bounds. Stays with Lawrence Tech. Camille Keys comes on. Ava Smith. And Maddie Muller all enter as well. Rather, that's Jenna McFarland. So McFarland, Smith, and Keys are in. 2 on the shot clock. Ray works her way to the rim and lays it in for 2 more. Really like to see for Indiana Tech, you hold out on a possession here, work the clock, and start to wind this one away a little bit. There's Moeller in the game. Smith on the inside misses the lay-in. Moreland Jones fouled in transition. Smith's first. Ella Hoppert, sophomore guard from Wabash, is in. Northfield High School. 2 free throws go in. Moreland Jones has put together a nice evening with her second half totals. Loose ball out of bounds, last touched by LTU. Again, the men's game will start about a half hour after this game concludes. Bonner trying to inbound deep and threw it away. Miller up the floor, lays it in. Just a couple of possessions remaining in this game, depending upon if you use the clock or not. McFarland inside. She gets it to go. Good to see McFarland back on the floor again this season for Tech. Ray pulls up from way deep. We're down to the final minute. Bonner attacks. Found the basketball again. Keys off for Smith. Well, right back to her. Ava Smith fading back for 2 and give Keys the assist. Just about a 4-second difference between shot and game clock. Ray drains another 3. The shot clock is off. And Indiana Tech just going to dribble the ball past midcourt. And that'll be all she wrote on this one.
Final score, Indiana Tech wins 87-59.
87-59, the final score. Career win number 300 for head coach Jesse Biggs, as the Warriors get the conference season started the right way with a 1-0 mark. 300 wins now for Coach Biggs, and she's just 1 victory away from tying the all-time career winning mark in Tech women's basketball history. There you go, a little celebration for Coach Biggs. It's never a lot, but she will celebrate just a touch here tonight. Career win number 300 for head coach Jesse Biggs. We'll catch up with her during our pregame report of the men's game. 87-59 the final score as we run through some final stats in this game. 16 points for Taylor Covington, 14 for Lauren Barton, 13 for Corinne Smith, and 11 for Genevieve Decker. 9 points for Juliana Burris. Jaden Goley with 8. Warriors shoot 56% from the field, 17 of 22 at the free throw line. For Lawrence Tech, they were led in scoring by Amy Ray, who finishes with 11. 300 career wins for head coach Jesse Biggs. And the Warriors back above 500, 4-3 on the year. and 1-0 in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior. Want to know what it means to be a Warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.